Hey, what's going on, guys? I got problems, as you've seen from the title of this video, RC problems. So many of them, guys, and they're all around me. I've got just craziness. So I was just talking with my buddy Mike from Hobbytown in Virginia, and sending him pictures and stuff of my garage and the mess that I have. So, hey, what's going on, Josh? Thanks for jumping in here. Bar Harbor Basher. Hey, man, I need to talk to you because I know you do the side-by-sides, and my wife bought me a cool, like, weekend getaway for my birthday. Hey, Trash Can Ninja. Basically going to Trailhead in West Virginia, Virginia border, up in the mountains, to do a side-by-side adventure. So it's like a 4-seater to take the whole family on. Anyway, hey, Foundry RC, bunch of you guys already jumping in here. Charles Wendler, Bull Gear RC videos. What's going on, guys? Hey, the lighting in here is actually not too bad when you turn them all on. I got tons of lighting in here. Bash Slash 1971. We definitely need to do that. So yes, Josh, Bar Harbor Basher, we need to talk. Hit me up on Instagram Messenger. I want to pick your brain. Hatfield and McCoy Trails, exactly, Shane. You know exactly what we're talking about. My wife knows that I've been trying to buy one of these things for a while. I'm super into it. For now, the boys and I are just, we got the mini bikes to, you know, to get on for now. So, hey, what's going on, RC Hunter? So the kids one, the mini bike is there-ish somewhere, over in there. Hello, Ken, Shane, everybody. So yeah, so that's my excitement for, it's not gonna be till spring break because it's getting kind of cold here, especially up in the mountains. So we're waiting until it's a little bit better weather. I've got the phone on a little monopod thing so I can set it down because I'm gonna work and talk a little bit here in a little bit. Hey, Dan Daniel, Honey Lulu. My first RC will be delivered tomorrow, Dan says, an X-Max. Dude, there's like no going back. If you start with an X-Max, just don't even bother buying any other RCs after that. Disappointment City, man. No, I'm kidding, I kid. There's a lot of other ways to run RCs and all that. But where was I going? Oh yeah, problems. Dan saying he realizes that now. So let me show you guys a little bit of my problems. So, well, first of all, let's look at this. This is a fun problem. Look what I did here. That's some driving right there. That is my Red Cat ground pounder. I'm trying to decide whether or not I retire this. So I do have a new one coming in. I ordered it from eBay. But I've got so many monster trucks going on right now. I'm thinking I might retire this, sell it without the wheels and everything, because I probably need the wheels and stuff for other builds I'm doing, which we'll get into in a minute. That's part of my problem. So, Dan Daniel saying, retire it, please. I actually love this truck. It's funny because I just enter it, you know, out of like mercy, you know, like sympathy for it. And I always do better with this than I do with my other trucks. It's stupid. Even better than I do with Sticker Bomb a lot of times. But you can see I picked up, look at that, glue, $15.25. But I picked up some Super Gold foam safe. This way I can use it for tires and for my foam planes and all that. Some paint. Ooh, we'll talk about this in a second. And I've been telling you guys I wanted to try these servos that they're selling at A-Main and Hobbytown. They're EcoPower. So this is waterproof, 6-volt. The specs aren't too bad on it. 53 gram weight. Where is it? Ounce inches. So 6 volts, so 280 ounce inches of torque. Dynamic for it. This is 40 bucks. So waterproof and all that, not bad. The next step up is 70 bucks, and I think these could be contenders. These are metal gears and everything, so they've got a 1-year warranty. So I just want to try them out. So this is going in a build with these. We'll talk about later. This was I picked up for whatever. This is just getting glued because I crashed it and broke it last night. One little. I don't want to push too hard on them because I'm sure it's fixed. But I had to super glue. Oh yeah, that feels good. So this is fixed, so I can fly again. Yay! Insert audience applause track from iTunes or wherever. So actually this is going to come off the bench for now, because I'm actually going to work on something tonight. While I talk for a little bit, not too long, guys, and answer questions about things that are going on for the year. Hey, James, what's going on? But, so let's go over here real quick. These are just something I've been running that have been fun. But I got my Stevo D313 build off in the mail. And so, Ken, Bison ready good. Ken, Bison needs a little bit of help, but not much. It just needs some time. Bar Harbor Bash is sending me Instagram messages right now that are popping up. So these are, well, these are kind of like off-limits receivers. Hey, what's going on, Steve? RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. But this thing is awesome. I don't like a whole lot of, oh, look at him getting his phone number and everything. So everybody, if you want to call Bar Harbor Bash, his phone number is, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so these are like orange or blue. They're not orange, but they're the blue type spectrum. So they're like kind of off the radar, I guess. Shouldn't be being made. But all of the truck stuff that I've got going on right now that these are going into is kind of like internet order type stuff. I buy a lot of stuff like this locally when I can. So I picked this up. I waited for My Hobby Town to get it in. And so I'm excited about this build. But yeah, again, I don't like a whole lot of Tamiya bodies and stuff, the look of them. Not necessarily the bodies, but and there's so many cartoony type ones that I'm not a big fan of. But this, I can get behind this. This is sick looking. So maybe we'll open it up and look at it a little later. This, I crashed really good today. And the battery holder came out. Another reason Velcro wouldn't have released, but we're not going to go there. I also popped up this cover for the spur gear somehow. Spur and pinion cover. Just went flying. So this may not have been screwed in, is my guess. It's probably just in there like that without the screws. So I need to fix that. But this is what I'm going to work on tonight, because we have the snake bite with the red eye in there now, LED lights. And the reason I had to buy the receiver is I don't have a 3-channel in this rat's nest. Way down in there somewhere. Yeah. So that is gonna be what I'm gonna be working on tonight. I took the old Velcro off here. We're gonna Velcro this body up, put the new receiver in here, bind it up, and give it a test, make sure it works. This is going on probably if I retire the truck that was here. If I retire this truck, the Red Cat, I'll put this on a new truck that's being built, and the parts for that are upstairs. I just posted the pictures on Instagram. So I have a new chassis that was just made, monster truck, and so that's what's going on. Because this I'm going to be maybe resurrecting if that other chassis doesn't really come out well. So this could be rebuilt very soon. If not, yeah. This just plays when it gets a chance to. The other monster truck stuff. Oh, I forgot about this one up here. Anyway, I got problems. I was chatting with Mike from Hobbytown. Oh, look, security cameras. Those are awesome, by the way. 25 bucks on Amazon. Work with the internet and your phones and all that. Coolest cams. What is it called? Let's see if the name's on it. Wyze Cam. W-Y-Z-E. These things are awesome. And you can talk to people through them, all that, when you see them in your spot. This, today I was bashing as well. I was doing a lot of stuff today, guys, for you guys. Lots of videos. And this popped out. I hit so hard on the front end on a flip that it must have separated this, and this just was on the cement. So everything's cool in there still, and I drove it for a lot longer after, and it was still cool, but you know, I don't know what happened there, but it was crazy. But I need to put in the bog hog. I got the actual discs to go in these rims, but when it's rainy and muddy, I can put that on to, this is my mud truck slash 2.2. It does kind of both, and it's got waterproof systems in it. So, but it's one of my best racers, so that's what's crazy. So yeah, there's a bunch of just carnage. This is my problem. This is the garage. I'm running out of space because I'm just kind of dropping stuff everywhere. There's the Maximus. In an old fish tank, I've got like a 12428 that I still run every once in a while. And so actually here, somebody's asking about the Bison. So what happened was I lost the pin that goes in here that holds this in. So that's all I really need, is to make a new pin to go in that, and that'll be back up and running. But that's all that's wrong with it. Still a killer truck. But yeah, organized mess. That's kind of what it is. It's kind of chaos right now. And these are all my bins of parts and stuff. And I base those, like, this is all monster truck parts and crawler parts and just miscellaneous stuff. So I'm starting to go around and actually scab some of the trucks and just take parts off of them and put them into bins, stuff that I might not run ever again, that I've beat to a point where I don't feel comfortable giving it away to somebody. Daniel's saying you could spend a year in his shop. I should look at some of the comments. James Price saying he may sell his SMT10. Well, you might need to call me. Daniel, where's my X-Max? It's right above me. We'll go upstairs in a little minute because I'll show you some of the other stuff that I got for the truck I'm going to get. RC Tanks and Trucks says the snakebite body looks awesome. Let me grab that because it is pretty cool. This, something just fell and sounded like it broke, like glass. So this is hand painted. It's actually kind of funny because they painted it based on the New Bright body. Hey, Scottzilla RC. So normally the snakebite is written over the rear wheel well. Hey, Chevy Man VC. But here, if you look at the online pictures of the snakebite New Bright, it's right here. I was gonna ask, actually, Steve, what do you guys think of the beard? Like, I've let it go all out this winter. So, mainly hiding away that double chin I've been growing since I turned 40. Ken's asking, do I hunt? I don't. I have archery. I have a bow and arrow back there, and I've been teaching my kids to actually see some of the arrows. I made these little containers out of pipe here. You just kind of cut angles on them and put little holes in the back to hang them on screws. We do all kinds of stuff, man. We're out in the country for a little while. Sounds like they're trying to sell the farm behind us. Then it'll be another neighborhood. So, but right now we're living the country dream. And I actually saw Dennis Anderson's not doing the muddy sports park or whatever, the mud bogging down in Currituck anymore. It's taking it down to Florida. I just saw that on Facebook. Speaking of country dream, those guys have a pretty cool country thing going on in Currituck. Yeah, let me pull up. The questions are coming up so quick here. Yeah, Scottzilla, I'm not going to run too late tonight because I got a bunch to edit. I shot so many things today. I was actually down at Hobbytown. I went to pick up the Bagheera, as you guys are calling it, Bagheera, whatever, the Tamiya. And also, I heard that Mike was down there setting up the Mini Z course with timing systems. So they had timing, the Easy Lapse kind of transponders for it, but also the tires for the carpet. I can show you guys that a little bit if you want. So I just hooked up one of mine, and so we were running some laps and all that during my lunch break today, and then came back and at the end of the day shot some stuff. I got a HBX car, kind of like the Thruster, it's called the Protector from GearBest, long time ago, and I finally just got to it because I want to give it away to somebody locally, and I was like, I got to do a video on it first. So yeah, so I did that today too, and then I bashed the Slash, and then I bashed the Granite. And I actually thought I broke the Granite because it stopped working, but I just, all the big airs that I was doing with it, it just made the battery connector come disconnected. Oh yeah, RC Tanks and Trucks got the crack. And I gotta watch that video too where you blew out that tire on that. That's gotta be nuts. So bashing RC 24/7. Dan Daniel says I hunt RCs by the looks. Yeah, man, I do hunt RCs. So yeah, I've been importing the footage. Bashing RC says, I got a question I hope you can answer. I'm using a steel spur gear and I can't find a pinion that will hold. They keep getting worn real bad. Anyone know? It really depends on if it's hardened steel. If your spur gear is hardened steel but your pinion isn't, then that is going to destroy your pinion. So if you get hardened steel, you got to get it for both. James Ferguson says he almost bought the snake bite. Yeah, so we were talking about this. Anyways, close, but it's all airbrushed. Hand custom painted, I guess. So I just put the eyeballs in there. They're big 5th scale. They're red lights, but it wasn't red when it was off, so I just kind of hit them with the dusting of spray paint just to give it that red look even off. And so I needed another aux on my receiver so that I could power them. But yeah, somebody's saying they hunt clodbusters. That's hilarious. Lej, when can we see you cracking RC tanks? He's asking tanks. Yeah, those things look awesome. Bar Harbor Basher, mine is out of control. Are you talking about your garage or which? Somebody saying 90cc. Lej, are you asking about the mini bike? Because the mini bike is 90cc, the boys one. It's awesome too. Little motor mutt or motor something. Monster motor. Hey Tony, will GPM Racing drive shafts hold up on 2S? On the SMT10, I don't know. Actually, I just ordered some drive shafts from eBay. Are they GPM? I think they might be, so I'll have to let you know because I've got a whole order of stuff coming in for a truck I'm building. Axiomatic saying it's a shame SMT10's unavailable. I agree. How's it going, dude? Josh Rhodes, if you ever change the lights, super bright LEDs, has some fantastic 12mm bolts. The heat's kicking in down here. James Ferguson, hey, what Venom chargers do I use? I use the Pro Quad. I've been looking at the bigger setup that they've got, the Super Pro one. I should know the name of it. But they've got it where it's got a separate pack power supply, and that thing can give you a whole lot of details on yours. Your batteries and everything. Oh man, I missed a whole bunch. I'm trying to catch up. Someone's saying Omar came in. Oh, there's Tebow. How's it going, Omar? Voodoo Stroker saying he hoarded the SMT10 chassis. Yeah, man. And James is asking who's going to pick up the monster trucks now that the SMT10 is. Who knows what is happening with the SMT10s? Is it gone? Is it just waiting for a new box to be printed and made and new body that they're going to put in it because they're not going to do licensed stuff? Who knows? I don't know. Ken's, if I'm talking about the new Venom batteries, I can show you what I'm running. I'm running the Pro Quad. I can just flip the camera, I guess. But we're right over where the well pump is running, so it's a little bit louder. So yeah, the Pro Quad, you can see I Velcroed my GPS on here because I charge it off the USB in the back. And I always want to know where it is. This, I know I'm gluing the other one, but I do have this secondary Inductrix I can fly inside. And yeah. So this is just all trash because I just kind of dumped a bunch of stuff here at the end of the day today. Which I did over here, and over here, and over here. I got just stuff everywhere right now. Got trucks up there. And then most of them are upstairs, so I mean, if you went around the back, so that's the 90cc. But yeah, so someone's asking about hunting. I just have a cheap bear, compound bow, some BB guns for the kids up here. We got all kinds of fun stuff out in the garage and upstairs. Gonna be stuck in a 3x3 spot, yeah, before too long. Yeah, so it charges, the Pro Quad charges 4 batteries at a time, which is fantastic. It's super easy to carry with me when I go. So, you know, basically unplug one thing. Before I was running the high-tech that had the separate power pack. In fact, I still got it. It's set up over here. I don't really run it anymore. It's just kind of in the way. I should maybe sell it. In fact, right now it's just holding some ear protection. So yeah, this is the high-tech. It's not even plugged in. It's just got some extra balance ports and stuff for me here. But yeah, we got some extra cars down here. Our little what are those, like the log stack kind of, the crush cars, some SMTs, chainsaws, anvil, welder, extra little air compressor. Yeah, it's definitely a cool space. And I meant to get rid of this whole stand here when I got this one. I just haven't been able to bring myself to get rid of it yet because it's so great to work on this thing. You can stand at it. So yeah, it's a man cave. I do have my mini Z's in here. I can show the little bit, like here, these are the new Easy Lap systems for it. Like, whoops, 20 bucks. And then you need to buy a $3 little connect cable that screws in for these Sport Edition mini Z's. Apparently the power doesn't go through. So I keep all my mini Z stuff in a little tote like this. So just tiny. I love these cars. The detail on them is so cool. And they're really fun to run on the tracks. So you can see the little transponder here. Now the thing is, you have to remember to unplug it because it stays on when you wire it with this cable. You actually screw it into these leads on the back. So Omar's asking what happened to the fin on the back of here. Well, that's what happens when you have young boys and they can't drive RC cars very well. And yeah. So I've glued it on and they broke it off again. But I have two, and the older son was running this one, so this one still has the fin on it. But I haven't put the transponder on this. I was thinking about doing a little video about installing it. But I did upgrade the tires on them too, from the stock tires. So you buy one, it's a 4-pack, and the fronts, you get 2 fronts, or 4 fronts and 4 rear. And so literally it just outfitted 2 cars for me. phone's telling me I've registered the maximum amount of Wi-Fi calling to my phone. But, so, oh, see, this is what happened to me twice now. I'm just trying to pull this out, but the case is breaking, so I'm gonna have to maybe glue it. There we go. That's how strong that servo tape is, right? But this one, I would recommend this car all day long to people. It's a longer chassis, and so they've done it up a little bit different, but the control is so much better with it. And so if you got a race stock and they consider this to be in the same class as the others, this thing handles really, really well. Now that's coming from my very lack of knowledge, so don't, I mean, if you're really going to take anybody's advice for Mini Z's, go to like GeoStealth or somebody that knows what they're talking about. Can't get the body to go on right. Whatever, I'll deal with it later. So, I remember to pull some stuff out of here. Yeah, so I have the wing. And I got a bunch of batteries and my GoPro battery in here, which I need to pull out so I can charge that up. Got some footage there as well. So I got lots of footage today. More thread locker because that's so important, and we go through a lot of it here. But my biggest problem is just the mess that I've accumulated as I was looking around in here and getting ready to start the video, and I was like, man, I got no place to do anything that's clean. But it's Ford on the back, Bigfoot, snake detail, nice feathering paint. Alright, so somebody's asking about the X-Max. I'm going to look through some of these questions. Maybe we'll come back here and do this too in a second. Because we got to get this thing set up so it'll sit a little bit better than that on here. Needs to be higher. So get some Velcro on. Hook up the lights so they glow. The thing I really hate about this car is trying to get the battery down here. That's fun. Somebody's asking, why do man caves or garages always turn into man caves? Probably because we're not allowed to keep our stuff in the rest of the house. Except I was high-fiving my boys earlier today. No, it was yesterday. Because it seems like we've kind of taken over a little bit. Because my kids just took over another room. You know, I don't usually like to give all the detail stuff, but maybe tonight we'll give a little extra tour. It's messy as all get out, but for the sake of man caves and all that, let's take a look. So my kids have their room, but off the kitchen, this used to be my office, but it was so loud to do videos in here with the well pump going right there. So I built this chalkboard wall for doing art on, and it's magnetic so I could hang pictures and all of that. Kind of like this stuff, you know, for my work travels. Like, so I took this photo here, painted this stuff over here. Anyway, but now it's their like costume room. So all their guns and Nerfs and all that in here. But this is their actual playroom. And so I actually built these doors as well that go in here. But this is their man cave, which is just Lego City. And so all of those bins are filled with Lego pieces. Lego. This actually they stole from my office apparently. But yeah, they've got these little bridges they built. They took one of my clamps from the garage and they're clamping it to make these bridges across. And they've got their, so my son's really into anything history related, and so this is what he wanted. It was like American Revolution soldiers. So I had to find those on eBay. And he's got all these soldiers from World War II that he got last year. He was probably one of the only kids last year in America that got like a Hitler and like Nazi army Legos, which was really weird to order. But he wanted to do a whole, I mean, military Lego setup of, and then he uses these guys just as army figures as well. But he builds all these like intricate type things. So, yeah, craziness. So that was a little extra bit. So we've taken over those rooms. Oh, actually, they took over the back room here too. This room's kind of cold in the winter, but let's see if it'll light up a little bit in here. We don't have great lighting out here because it's kind of like a Florida sunroom kind of a thing with all windows everywhere. But so this is my son that's into the military. So he's taking all these little like Axis and Allies and all those different pieces to games, and he makes his own maps first of all, and then makes little war scenes that are set up. And he's got a whole different setup of war scenes over here. So, yeah. Kind of crazy. I don't know why the elephant's just walking through. But we actually got on this awesome game from Hobbytown called Memoir 44, which is a World War II game, and it uses hexagons, and you can change it up every game. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, you guys didn't come here to see that, but that's a little bit of extra behind the scenes. So those 3 rooms, plus the garage, right? Plus where we're gonna go upstairs. I'm talking so much I need something to drink. That's all my travel art and photography that I've taken. All up through here. My little, it's like volcano rock there from Guatemala, video awards, the Ukraine, like, what are those things called again? Anyway, just, you know, Darth Vader wearing a Russian, kind of nutso stuff. But this up here is my space. So downstairs had some stuff. Upstairs has a problem up here. So, you know, some people did for the year their cars. So we've got the Team Magic E5HX up here. E-Revo, thing's all built up. Zombies ready to run. Sticker Bomb. This is the ZRD race chassis retro grandma digger. Team Associated RC 4.2 race spec, the new one. MST RMX 2.0 RMS. A couple of extra bodies which are going to come in handy. Gravedigger Max D. My Traxxas original Gravedigger, JLB something or other, that I stripped out of parts for some tanks. The X-Max with Sergeant Slaughter sitting on it. That's my boys right there. They put that there. I did not. So another security cam up there. Axial SCX10, kind of built from parts. Axial SCX10 that was built from a ready to run. The ZRD, so actually that was a ZRP race chassis. So this is a ZRD here by Freestyle RC. This is one of my favorite trucks ever. I mean, look at that body, or that chassis. I mean, come on. That's too cool. Tamiya, the Unimog, is one of them I did. Just kind of the playful, cartoonish look again. the mud truck, and then some of the military ones that my kids like, and the JLB J3 Speed still running and operational. Couple of boats back there, another drift car, and this is the new monster truck stuff that's about to happen. Let me just swing around. Somebody's saying a lot of tripods. Yeah. So this is a tripod. This is one I got before I even started doing film stuff. These are actually light stands that just hold my slider, which I got for Christmas. Get some nice smooth footage. But I do have light stands, sound equipment, cameras, all my GoPro stuff, the vinyl printing, cutting set up here, boat, couple of RC parts, batteries and stuff that needs to go into things, a drone that I have fun flying around in here when I just need a stress release, my other Venom charger for my little whoops, and a little BB-8 for fun, a little charging station, not for batteries really, but for like camera batteries because there's so many cameras. And then I've been charging up my drone stuff because I've been flying that around the house recently. But this is for a new build I'm doing. And some King Crunch toys. The Bigfoot. So let's, all these light setups, I flip this switch here and it all turns on. So now everything's lit up in here. So it's kind of surrounded by a bank of lights. So now we can see it much better. So these are the Series 1 Greenlight Kings of Crunch toys. And I missed a whole bunch of comments, I think, that are kind of making fun of me a little bit. So, yeah, so then my problem is so many. I need to start getting rid of some stuff. RC Funds diversions. What do I think of the jail speed? What's the top speed out of the box? I could never hit top speed because I would crash it before it did. Okay, so here's the funny questions. I gotta go back a little bit. I just started a kid cave. Yes, my kids have a kid cave. Scottsdale RC, enough tripods. I do actually. I got, I've got this nicer one. I've got a couple good tripods. Monopods as well. Bucks RC World. I hope my kids don't see this video. Yeah, right. Their grandma is just spoiling them with the Legos. Drifto Maniacs, thanks for the monster truck tour. Way better than typing them here. Cool. Ken, how much money do I have in RC? I don't know. And that's what Dan Daniel says. Guarantee. And more than I want to admit, Godzilla is right. Where do I store my lipos? They're downstairs in the garage, in either ammo cans or in Venom lipo bags. Bucks RC World. Tony's wife was told $500 worth. I know. If something happens and she sells them, I'm in trouble. I am a true Toys R Us kid. I know it. I know it. I don't want to grow up, man. Bruce Pittman, why did they discontinue the SMT Gravedigger? SMT-10. Have we heard official word? I mean, I've seen like kind of official word that has been canceled, but not like we're done for sure. But I don't know. It's going to come down to probably just like Hot Wheels lost the Feld Entertainment stuff. I'm guessing that Axial did as well. Josh Rhodes, did the wiring diagram you help sent help me out with the Clod? It totally did, man. That thing is running awesome now. The problem is, I think, so I'm trying to hold this here. I set the rear motor to 0 timing like you're supposed to, and the front was still at 10, I think, but it still feels like the rear is going faster, the rear axle. So I think I need to either bump up the front one, the timing more, or maybe even scale the other one back past 0. So yeah. CJRC, do you smoke weed and bash around? I do not. Scott said, I made a mistake of saying to my wife I should do a $300 truck test with the 6 I got. The silence I got back was when she did 6 times 300 in her head. I know, right, man? So I was actually telling my wife, because I've been giving some away, even new in box to some people to before Christmas, and then they liked it so much, so I'm going to give them some more for their other kids. But yeah, I mean, I was telling them, like, man, you know, I almost bought my kids the CCxRC short course trucks for $100 when they dropped the price down, and she's thinking that's a lot of money, $100, and I'm like, yeah, it is. None of mine costs $100. Oh. No, but yeah, I mean, I have the benefit of there's some money that comes in through YouTube advertising and through some of the affiliate links and stuff like that. Some of you guys are cool, and you'll following like an Amazon link from one of my videos, and you might not buy whatever it is, but you might buy like towels or there's the funniest stuff that gets purchased. But because you use one of my links, it helps me out, and so I just basically try and use it to keep new content coming. So all these parts that are sitting here, somebody told me they had a chassis coming out, and so they said what the price was. I said, sure, man. Count me in. I'll buy into it. We'll give it a test. And then I didn't think about all the parts I needed to finish the truck when I said that, and so now I've got to finish this truck. And so I'd given away my axles off the SMT-10, the Gravedigger, or the Son of a Digger, because I thought the Freestyle were going on it, and so I didn't have axles for that, and still don't. And I had to buy new axles for this one. And buying these, just stock, somebody just stripped them off and put something new on, it's expensive. So it's like $100 or more. It's more than $100 to get a set of them. And then you need to upgrade them. If you're doing monster trucks brushless, you need to get the hardened steel gears. These were $30 each. So 30 for the front axle, 30 for the rear axle. So now we're like almost $200, and then I got to get beef tubes for each axle. So I was like, those axles I gave away were plus $200. And then I needed sway bars, so I have the Freestyle RC ones, another $50 to $60. Hot Racing gearbox, $80. So it adds up so quick. And so that's just this truck. And I don't have shocks yet. I went the cheap route with the links instead of getting like the bigger links. This link set I think was $30, but if you do like the Vanquish ones, they're $40 front and rear for just the lower. So you're at $80. Plus then you need upper links. So it adds up super quick. I should have just probably bought that SMT-10 I saw at Hobbytown when I bought the drift car, because then for $320, I'm $200 into the axles. I had a whole bunch of the spare parts I needed to get going, but somebody else bought it. So yeah, so pretty much any money that I get through YouTube, I just put right back into the channel, and trying to do something. Whether I use the money to pay for going to races, I use it for that I film. When I do the whole stuff, like all the T-shirt stuff that I bought to do, that was there for the what was it? The No Limit RC World Finals. All that stuff, the new GoPro, some of it I try and justify that it's the RC money, but it goes over, so I end up spending more money than I make from YouTube and all the affiliates. Usually every month, I spend more. I mean, when you're spending $15 on a thing of glue, the money goes away pretty quickly. So, and the Bagheera and all that today, that just more than killed what I would get this month. So it's not a lot of money that comes in. But it's enough to fix the cars that I break for sure, and help take a dent out of how much I do spend. But I have to pay taxes on the money that comes in too, so it's not like you even get to keep it all. You got to give a third of that at least, pretty much, to the government. So, but I get to tax write off, I guess, some of the stuff. So that's a bonus, right? So, I mean, if it's for the channel, for helping to make the money, it's part of the job, I guess. So there's, I guess, that. But, yeah, so 2019 starting off with new monster truck builds. The two of them now. Mr. Mad Max. Lower Man. I don't think we're allowed to disclose exactly what it is. I know Kevin and them show all of it in the back, but it's, I mean, way less. So, but, yeah, I mean, it really depends on, somebody's asking the amount, 300. I mean, it's close. January is probably lower, but most of the year, somewhere around there. December is pretty good. And so that helped with some of the stuff coming into the end of the year there with these new build stuff. But, yeah. It's not easy to make money here. So, and that's not ever really been my goal anyway. When it did start coming in a little bit, it was just like, oh, cool. Well, that'll help pay all that money I've been spending when I break stuff at the BMX trails. You know, and it definitely didn't cover that guy right there. I mean, that last year was insane. And then you guys think the 5T, you know, DBXLE, a lot of that stuff straight pocket, or mostly paid out of pocket. But, yeah, I'm supposed to actually be downstairs working, so, hey, Sinister Drone Network, should head back down there so I can work on a few things. But, yeah, I've been doing some more flying stuff. All right, RC Fun Diversions, definitely hear you about the bedtime. Not for me. That's the other thing, guys. Like, you know, so I work for the day, most of the day. I take a little bit of lunch break, like I said, to go down to Hobbytown. But, you know, end of the day, finished up working, ran out to the driveway for whatever daylight was left to shoot some videos, doing this. Then I'll be up probably till 2 a.m. again, editing. So that's pretty much my bedtime because of all this. Is many nights 2 a.m. wake up at 6, get the kids out the door, start back to work. So it's definitely a commitment. Nobody's saying it's not. Anybody that does YouTube will say that it's just because they love doing it. And you know, it's even cooler when it's something that you like doing. So originally I was doing all about photography stuff. That's my other kind of passion in my work. But when your work is photography and video, and then your hobby stuff that you're doing and filming about is video as well, it kind of got like overwhelming, the amount that was video. So I'm gonna start working on, maybe I'll do this. Tony, look like you're home alone? Nah, man, people just sleeping already. I didn't show where they're sleeping. Yeah, I got 2 kids, 2 boys. Who's very understanding. Charles Wendler's asking if I thought about doing other states' no limit stuff. Here at No Limit RC in Maryland, always have a good time. That's actually not too far from me, Charles. And if there's a spot to camp up near there too, where it's going on, that makes it easier because then I can bring the family up and go camping and all that. So that's what I'm trying to do this weekend, even locally, trying to get camping so that they can be camping, and I'll just cut away for what ends up being almost 8 hours. It seems like not quite 6 hours, 10 to 5, 7 hours. But no, I've talked about it. I want to try and travel more. I was hoping to go to the big Horizon Hobby event that they did up in Illinois, but you know, I wasn't working at that point, and the costs and all that just, I still had some frequent flyer miles from doing all the world traveling I was doing for work before, but it wasn't feasible to pay the rest of it out. So I think this year, maybe with working again, that some of that travel stuff might be possible if I can swing it with the work schedule. But yeah, let me know some of the times of the races, and we'll see. So, you guys, this is a rat's nest, as I've said. I'm not trying to hide that. I don't know if I'm going to like this Clodbuster base racer style. I like the chassis. I think everything's built well. I'm just not sure about it versus, you know, I've always run something with drive shafts and a transmission in the middle. So I didn't want to commit to the motors and the ESCs being shortened up, all the wiring to accommodate this being a clean build. So what I decided to do was just kind of zip tie everything in there for now until I decide if I like it. If I like it, then we'll think about changing it up some. Charles, yeah, send me a message on Instagram. I've wanted to get up to Michigan and run with those guys. I'm from Michigan originally. First 25 years of my life spent in Michigan. I'd love to get up there and run. Except they're fast. They just destroy me. I'm not really... I just go for the hangout. Make a few videos. Play with some toys, you know. So I have in here a Spectrum receiver, and it's like a sport receiver, so it has these extra arms on it, which makes it even more cable in there. And unfortunately, all right, good night, Sinister. The tape is really stuck. I think it's coming out. Yeah. Having a hard time getting it up past this nest of stuff, though. There we go. So yeah, old school Spectrum SR200 WP waterproof surface receiver. And so I did have to Y bracket this, and I did get a wiring diagram via Instagram. As someone was asking earlier, so I did cut out the center wire here. Coming off of one of the ESCs so that I don't push too much power into the receiver. So what I've got here is an X-Burstar Spectrum, and I've never used this. I've tried one time the blue one and it worked well, but it's not in stock anymore. So I got this to try out. Got it on Amazon. But the prices on the Spectrum stuff, they've got some lower price options now for the Surface ones. So I probably should have just gone in with that. So I'm just going to kind of match these going over. So this is throttle. Good night, Honey Lulu. Thanks for stopping by. So positive, negative, and this is going to be our steering. That was weird. I felt like it moved. It did move. Interesting. So our steering's going to go here, which will give us another one for our light kit, which I'll probably want to put an extension on so I can unplug it. But we're just going to go ahead and try and wire this up and see what we're looking at. So I probably have to redo all of the wiring, unfortunately. See, Spectrum has the best filtering, the least amount of noise. Interesting. All right. Bar Harbor saying he lost his stream. That's funny, man. Now without the extra extension, I don't have enough length to put this down. I think now I do. All right, so I just need to get a little tape. And we're going to have to tape up the body because I did not tape the wires in there yet. My cheat with these is I hate this tape, so I never really cut the red, so I can always get under it, because peeling it away from that is so hard for me later. So I just always leave a tab on it so I can open it up. All right. Yeah, see, this would be impossible with this rat's nest to get the lights plugged in. Alright, so I don't know that this is the right stuff, but I was told to get this a long time ago for using with my wires and keeping them up against the body. And I may have bought the wrong kind, I don't know. Seems to work alright. So, what do you guys use to tape your lights? Here's the thing, honestly, I don't normally like to run lights. The headlights and all that really mess up my footage, so I usually unplug them. Do you guys use like an aluminum tape like this? I think it was Rich from 2RC Productions that told me way back when to get some of this, because he was always doing light kits. I didn't have enough slack on that. Trying to just give it a little more slack. Is this what you guys use? Is something like this? Someone's saying that of all things. No, I think it's a bad idea, Tony. What's the bad idea about it? Hey, what's going on, Chris? So I've gotten my other cars and it's worked all right. I kind of would think that I would just use Gorilla Tape, but I always use Gorilla Tape for everything. Ah, see, that's going to actually be problematic. Problematic. See, this kind of tears too. It's really kind of interesting to me. I need to put Velcro here anyway. So I'm actually just going to Velcro stick that piece in place. How's that sound? If a solder grounds out on it. Oh, yeah, that's true. All right, the best Velcro that I get around is just industrial strength Velcro. I tend to put the hard side of it, I guess, on the bodies. I don't know why. Because typically with the bodies, I would run them through, like, to wash them under the sink. But I don't really have a good reason. Just what I've always done. But this stuff really, really sticks. So you can almost pick up the car with the body. Even the big car that I had upstairs, the ZRD, you can lift it by the Velcro. So I'm getting a lot of bad vibes on the aluminum tape. So I will pull it and put some Gorilla Tape down. How's that? Get this installed. Here's what I got for Gorilla Tape. Got lots and lots of black and white and different stuff. So we'll just throw some of this down. I should probably actually use it to support the body some too. It's kind of flimsy. So there we go. Peel this back. It does tear really bad. Hope I don't peel up any paint. So I'm coming looking for you, Josh. Nah. It's all good. All right. Cool. Now I just need to put a little bit Velcro on there, which I already threw away. Not threw away, but threw out of the way. But we need the soft side, and we'll be able to cut it in half to put it onto these rails here. Basically is where we're going to be installing it. Can't really see it, can you? Here. But what do you guys got going on for projects? I've really gotten away from the drone stuff. Just too hard to find places to fly all the time. Flex tape fixes everything. RC10 GT, somebody said. I hear you, Bar Harbor Basher. Bucks RC World wants the tactical TRX4. Cool, man. I need to get my trail trucks out more often. I haven't, since I quit that one job, I have not been to those trails very often. And I need to get back. We used to actually go live from there, live scale crawling. It was a ton of fun. Even we're doing way back in the day Periscope stuff from there. Back when that was a thing. If this will not connect, I may have to make a plate that sits in here and sticks out like I did on the other one, the Red Cat. But that looks to me like it should work. And again, this Velcro holds really cool. Surprisingly well. I was thinking about doing magnet mounts for the drift car, but I forgot I have a body coming for that as well. And a few little extra things. So I've got a lot of projects going on at the same time, which has not been fun to manage. But Jeremy comes over and helps me out too with some of the work that I've got going on. Oh, this one feels shorter, even though it's the same piece. All right, let's see. So we need to plug this in. The aux. Doesn't need to be shaved. Nope. And then there we go. Plug in a battery and see what happens. Gotta find my 2S battery. Here's one. Oh, there it is. That's cool. Got both eyes lit up. Now I got to make some fangs for it. So what my thought was, see if I've got it. Let's go ahead and unplug this. Since I don't have my controller on. So it needs some fangs. So I could 3D print it and drill through it, but then I could get some extra weight that's going to be on this really flimsy body. So my thought was to use zip ties. I don't see any big ones here, down here. I think they're upstairs, but what I was thinking was to push it, just cut a little slit through here, have it come out and heat it up and kind of point it down. See if I can't find one. Get one of the really big ones from Walmart. And so you've got the head here. And then you just kind of keep that on the inside, glue it in, and melt it so that it's coming straight down. And then I could just pull it back through. But if I got the really thick ones and just did 2 of them, it should basically be coming out like this. I saw a pack of like 5 of them at Walmart for like $3, and they were huge. So that's my thought, is you just use zip ties, and then you have to kind of curl it back at the bottom like the fangs do. Like that. But bigger, right? So I think it'd be cool. The lights are so cool. So it's red, and it's just a red LED too, so it's just glowing red on its own. You can't really see it here because it's too bright, but it's a pretty good red color. Looks pretty legit. So I like it. But that wasn't too bad, but I do have to bind that still to my controller, which I'm going to do at a different time. I think the controller's down here, but yeah, it is. Anyway, so that was my project for the night. Got to go edit some videos with the granite, the slash, this little protector guy here, which is actually kind of cool. It's a lot like the WL Toys ones, the 12428, the green one that's so popular, except it runs independent suspension, and so it handles, I think, a lot better than those ones do. Those ones tend to roll a lot and bounce, like chassis slap bounce off of jumps and all that, and I didn't really find that with this one. Maybe because it was also slower. I don't know. Anyway, I was running that earlier today just because I have somebody that in mind I want to give that to, and just want to honor GearBest, who sent it to me by doing a video. Put some of my stuff away. Bar Harbor says zip ties are a great idea. Yeah, I'm going to give it a try at first. He says he's got to finish his shop. Chris is saying they'd be detachable. Could 3D print some and Velcro them to detach them for races. Yeah, that'd be possible. I'd probably rather just be able to race with them on, though. I think if the zip ties, if I can find some that are thick enough, I think that would be a cool way to do it. And be able to actually leave them on for races because they're so flexible. Then I also don't have to design something 3D printed and fire that back up. That's another time-consuming thing that it's not set up at the moment, and I'd have to get it running again. Which I should probably do anyway. So many things to do and keep track of that are all hobby-related. But the good thing is, this thing can now go into the Bagheera. So now I have a receiver for that guy. I think I've got everything I need for it now. Because I've already got, I bought that waterproof Eco servo. So yeah, I think I'm good. I still have to install the transponder in the Mini Z, fix the granite that I popped that little red plate out of, and some other things. But you know, we just constantly got stuff going on here in the garage. So if I'm not editing videos late at night, guess where else I am? In here working on stuff. Like my son and I pulled apart the Red Cat yesterday, trying to figure out why it would lock up the steering. I had no idea I'd bent that thing so bad. And when we pulled it apart, I was like, yeah, that's the reason. But it was funny because I actually raced it like that 2 weeks, two of the races. Not like 2 races, but like 2 different days of racing. And, you know, as long as it didn't lock up, it was fine. So it must have somehow been catching and still giving it power, but to that wheel, and not locking up. So that was fortunate for me. But yeah, anyway, guys, I want to keep this. We've already gone over an hour by about 15 minutes. I was trying to keep it to an hour, mainly to get this snake bite finished. I think I've actually got the body on too high right now. but I can actually show you guys how hard this Velcro is. I was just trying to get it off. I mean, it's definitely grippy. I just wanted to put this down a little bit further so it looked about right. Something like that. Does that feel pretty good? Looks pretty good, I think. Could maybe even go a little lower. It's gonna be a mean truck though. It's a lot of power in those 5-turn motors, 5.5 turn on 2S. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in as always. You know, we do this because you guys enjoy it, and I enjoy it, and it's just a fun way to hang out and do something that's I think good for community. It's good for just your mind, and just even stress release, to have a hobby and something to be into, to focus some attention on, to forget about some of the other stuff that you got going on in life, and just get away and hang out with some friends. So Bar Harbor Basher, definitely going to get with you about the side-by-sides and any tips that you might have. But thanks for